The next 2 weeks in Salem are dominated by unresolved grief, buried secrets, and rising tensions that threaten to explode across multiple families. At the heart of it all is the shocking return of Stefano Di Mera to the forefront of the story, not alive, but through the discovery of his remains and the emotional chaos that follows. Kristen Di Mera is hit the hardest by Rafe Hernandez's updates regarding Stefano's bones. Even though Stefano has been gone for years, the confirmation and investigation surrounding his remains reopen old wounds Kristen never truly healed. Stefano was not just her father but the center of her identity, and the idea of his bones being examined, moved, or discussed like evidence leaves her distraught and furious. When E.J. Di Mera tries to comfort her, Kristen shuts him down immediately. To her, E.J.'s concern feels hollow or too little, too late. Kristen's grief is raw, possessive, and isolating, and she has no interest in sharing it, even with her brother. This emotional wall Kristen puts up only deepens the divide within the Di Mera family. As Salem prepares for what amounts to Stefano's funeral or memorial, the event becomes less about closure and more about reopening decades of resentment, loyalty, and fear. Stefano's shadow still looms large and his farewell is anything but peaceful. Old alliances are tested, enemies are forced into the same room, and secrets tied to Stefano's legacy threaten to surface. Meanwhile, Kristen and Belle Black come together for a rare moment of uneasy cooperation when it comes to Rachel Black. Despite their long history of conflict, both women recognize that Rachel's future must be addressed carefully. They speak with Rachel about her next steps, likely involving her emotional well-being, schooling, and where she will live moving forward. Rachel's recent behavior and trauma have made it clear that she needs guidance and stability, but the challenge lies in the fact that her parents are anything but stable influences. Kristen's desperation to hold on to her daughter clashes with the reality that Rachel may need boundaries Kristen struggles to respect. Elsewhere, Chad Di Mera is keeping a secret, and it's one that could have serious consequences if it comes to light. While the details remain under wraps, Chad's silence suggests he's protecting someone, or himself, from fallout he believes would be worse than the truth. Given the timing and Stefano's looming presence, Chad's secret may be connected to Di Mera history, business dealings, or family loyalty. As pressure builds, Chad's ability to keep this secret intact becomes increasingly questionable. At the same time, Chanel Dupree finds herself clashing with Sophia, and the tension quickly escalates into open hostility. Chanel's actions or words strike a nerve, enraging Sophia and setting off a conflict that feels deeply personal. Whether this is about family, pride, or perceived betrayal, Sophia is not one to let slights go unanswered. This feud threatens to spill over and impact others caught in the middle, especially as emotions in Salem are already running high. Across town, secrets continue to simmer elsewhere as characters struggle with divided loyalties and unspoken truths. Salem becomes a pressure cooker where grief, anger, and unfinished business collide. Stefano's funeral may mark the end of an era, but the damage he left behind is far from buried. By the end of the 2-week stretch, relationships will be strained, trust will be tested, and several characters will be forced to confront painful realities they've been avoiding. Kristen's grief, Chad's secret, Rachel's uncertain future, and rising interpersonal conflicts all ensure that Stefano Di Mera's legacy continues to wreak havoc long after his bones are laid to rest.